Am I recording? I am recording. This is vlog number 7. Vlog number 7. Today is January 10th, and I'm wearing my green riding cap, or my scally cap, as we call it. And the reason I'm doing that is because the Packers are playing on Sunday, playing the Eagles, and hopefully they'll win. So who knows what the hell's going to be going on. I think they're playing at Philadelphia, and the chances of them winning are probably not very good, but go Pack, yeah. And in any case, there I am with my 7th vlog, which I feel pretty proud about. I'm trying to keep up with it. I was going to be doing 365 vlogs in 365 days, and that turned out to be something that was just absolutely undoable. But 7 in 10 days, I think, is pretty admirable. And I also want to bring your attention to the fact that my Leica M8.2 has shown up, and if you look on it, if you can see the lens, it's got the IR, or the UV ultraviolet IR lens on it, so it's able to capture that UV light so that it makes all of the colors consistent. Because one of the things about the M8 and the M8.2 is that they did not have this UV filter built into the camera, and therefore a lot of the blacks, the darker colors come out weird, like browns and purples and everything like that. So I'm getting true to life colors from this, and I'm using Adobe RGB because that's what I usually like to work with, and it's really a cool little camera. It showed up today from Sweden, and it's in perfect shape. I bought a TTartisan 35mm f1.4, and this is a cropped lens on this camera, which means that it's not 1.5 like most of the cameras are now. For the cropped APS-C sensor, which are 1.5. This is actually closer to 1.33. So this 35mm lens is closer to a 43, I think, or somewhere, 43 or 44, somewhere in that range, which is really not a bad range. It's not super tight. I'm probably going to be looking for a 28mm lens as well. But these TTartisan lenses, yeah, they're not Leica. They're not going to blow your mind with how sharp they are, and not going to be as amazing as a Summilux or even some of the newer Summicrons, but they hold their own. And the build quality of this TTartisan 35, this is the WEN, W-E-N is what it's called, and I think it was one of the first models that they came out with the Leica M mount. And it's got a metal hood, so it goes up and down, which is really nice, which is about all that I need. And I've got my ultraviolet and infrared filter on here as well, so I'm able to capture lifelike colors. And the images that come out of this are really pretty cool. It showed up early this afternoon, which was exciting, and I had a chance to go over it pretty well and get it set up my way. And I understand from what people are saying, from the reviews that I read, that any ISO above 1600 is almost pointless to try and develop with software and everything, try and work on it in Adobe Lightroom. But I actually worked on a 3200 file. That's as high up as it goes, is 3200. And I actually took a 3200 ISO shot today with at f4, and I ran it through Topaz AI, the Topaz, and it actually came out pretty clean, looking pretty decent. And also, excuse me, it's a 10 megapixel sensor. So it's not a huge sensor, but it can be upscaled. So the images that I got out of it, and I'm going to be putting them up in here so that you can take a look at them as I'm talking, actually look pretty darn good. I mean, I didn't really have much to shoot because I didn't go outside, it was snowing, and I had a bunch of other things I needed to do. But I did want to try it out, so I was taking pictures of like the ceiling fan and other stuff on my desk and everything like that. So nothing impressive, but it'll give you an idea of how this works at different ISOs. And I was pretty impressed with what Topaz was able to do with it, and Lightroom was able to do with the noise that you get at 3200, because it is very noisy at 3200. It's noisy at 1600. So I'm going to try. The maximum ISO on this is 160, and it goes up to 3200. I'm going to set it between I'm going to use auto ISO and set it between 1600 and 160, and let the camera make the choice. From everything that I've read, this does a nice job of making that selection. So we shall see. I've never been much for auto ISO. I've always liked to be able to do that on my own. But because it doesn't really have a wheel for that on here, and I would have to figure out a way to do that, and I'm sure there is a way, but I'd have to figure out how to do it. I'm relying on auto ISO, and I was pretty impressed. I really am. I'm impressed with the TTartisan 35mm f1.4 WEN lens. Like I said, I think it's one of the ones that TTartisan originally came out with in the M mount, and beautiful. I mean, I think they look. The lens is great, and I have had Summilux lenses when I had my Leica M10R, and obviously when I had the Q2, I had the Summilux 1.7 40 megapixel body and lens combination, and those were phenomenal. I shot with the Q3 43 for a month in Ireland back in October through November, and that's the Leica Q3 43 has the Summicron F2 Apo, and that was an absolutely gorgeous lens and did a beautiful job of rendering. But I will say that for what this is and the cost of these TTartisan lenses, they're doing fine. I actually get a lot of detail with these. I've used them before. I've used them on Z mount, I've used them on F mount, and I've used them on my M mount with my Leica M10R. And I mean, they're not blow you away sharp, but they are pretty sharp across, even up to the corners. And if you stop it up to 2.8 or f4, it's sharp corner to corner. Looks really, really good, and it's a nice combination with this. And this M8.2, I ended up getting for a little under $2,000. It only had 5,500 actuations, and it's in very, very nice condition. And from what I can check, I think some of the issues related to getting a camera this old is the worry that the sensor is going to fail. And coming by these sensors is very, very difficult now, if not near impossible to find. But this sensor looks great. I didn't see any dead pixels. I didn't see any streaking or anything like that. Some nice clean pictures, which you'll see. And it just looks great. Feels great in the hand. The M8.2 has the brass body, and it's got the brass top with the black paint. So you can see a little bit of brassing going on, although it really looks like darn near close to like new shape. The leatherette's in good shape and everything. And what's really cool is that Leica has just got such a great menu system on it. This is a very simple menu system because it sure doesn't do a whole hell of a lot. You know, you pick your ISO, you're able to pick a few other things, but it's not like it's giving you a whole host of options as far as what you can do and what you can't do with it, which is fine by me. I'm a stills photographer for the most part. I'll use my DJi Pocket or Osmo Pocket 3. I'll be using that. I'll be using my Zf, but this is going to be just completely for stills. So it's really fun. I'm really excited about it. It's in great shape, and I'm taking it out tomorrow morning, so I'll be taking it out for sunrise, and when it gets light enough out to take some pictures, I'll get some nice pictures and I'll be able to post them tomorrow. So anyways, this showed up. I'm excited about it. I wanted to get back into Leica. The Q3-43 I loved, but I just can't spend $7 grand on a camera now that I'm retired. And I was able to get the Q3-43 on a special deal where I got it retail cost, and I ended up even making a couple bucks on it. So got this one. Thanks to the folks in Sweden. Thanks to Phil. Phil's Photoshop. I got it on eBay, so if you happen to see anything from Phil's from Photoshop from Sweden, don't hesitate. Super nice guy. Everything was as described, packed very well. Very happy with this. Excited to be working with this new camera. It's going to slow me down. I will say that I took like 43,000 images in a month that I was in Ireland between my Leica Q3-43 and my Z9. And then I went out to the Badlands and the Black Hills early December, and I shot another like 9,000 images with my Z9. And I have been going through those images and throwing out 80% of them that I didn't need to take. So my finger just gets plastered onto the high speed, and I just go and go and go. And I come home and I'm overwhelmed by the number of images that I've taken, and it's a pain in the ass to get through all those. So this is going to be really nice because this is going to slow me down, and it's going to give me time to manually focus. And I'm hoping that I can use this for my street work, and I can use it for street portraits, and very, very excited about it. So anyways, that's what I got going, guys. Vlog number 7, January 10th. I'm not doing too bad. Feeling good. The weather here remains cold, and I will throw another one by you tomorrow. Thank you. Good night.